Hey yogis, welcome to your bonus video for week 6. The intention is Hatha yoga, so same as what we did earlier this week if you did it. And let's begin. As we always do, cross your legs, rest the hands on the lap or knees, close the eyes. Take a big breath in through the nose, sit up tall. Exhale, relax the shoulders down and back. Relax the knees. Noticing how you're feeling today. Letting go of any tension in the neck or shoulders. Let's begin by taking a nice big reach. When you're ready, inhale, reach up high. Exhale, twist your right side first. Right hand rounds behind you, or just the fingertips if you can. Left hand to the knee. Take one breath here. Exhale. Inhale, unwind, take a big reach. Exhale to the left. Breathe in. Slowly out. Inhale, unwind, reach up high. Exhale over to your right side, ground the hand, reach the left arm up and over. One breath here. This is a short bonus video, so I'm going a little quicker than what I normally would. Inhale, rise up. Exhale over to the left. And this is just our warm-up poses. Encouraging that long breath wherever you can. Inhale, rise up nice and tall, reach both hands. Exhale, bring them down through heart center. And let's flip it over to tabletop. Okay, from here, let's first come into a child's pose. So untuck the toes, bring the big toes to touch, sit back onto the heels, and widen the knees a little bit if you like. Reach out long, it's an active reach, so no resting here if you can today. Reach the fingertips, spread them wide, sink the hips back, rest your forehead to the mat. We're going to hold this pose. Imagine a gentle magnetic pull that your tailbone is sinking closer towards the heels every exhale. And your arms are still reaching in the opposite direction towards the top of your mat. So you're getting a lengthening through the spine. One more breath here. Alright, let's lift up through tabletop. Press straight up to downward dog. So tuck the toes, lead the heels, or rather the hips high, heels down. And do any movements that feel nice. Alright. Notice how it feels today. And when you're ready, step to the top of the mat in a forward fold. Feet can be together or hip width apart. Take your option. Allow the chest to dangle down, arms as well. If you prefer, come into ragdoll. Tuck the chin, looking towards the knees. Depending what time of day you're doing this practice, start with knees bent if it's the morning. If you're feeling pretty stretched out, you're welcome to have some straighter legs. We don't want to overdo our hamstrings and back here. Okay. Release the arms if you are in ragdoll. And we're going to, if you can ground the hands, go for it. You don't need to though. Heel toe your feet wider apart. So your heels are still on the mat. And most of your toes are off the edge of your mat. We're going to come down into a yogi squat from here. So, it doesn't matter if you're dangling or not. We're going to push the weight into the heels of the feet, sit back into the heels of the feet into a bit of a squat. Now you can keep your hands on the ground if you like, however, I would recommend that you bring your hands to prayer pose, squeeze the glutes, really activate the hips, and come as low as you want to go in this yogi squat. Now not everyone's going to be able to do this pose, I know that. It's just a matter of figuring out what's holding you back. Now it could be your hips, could be your inner thigh muscles, it could be your Achilles. So if you're up on your toes, that's totally okay. You're just going to have to work on stretching the Achilles out, and downward facing dog is a great one for that. I love to just add a little sway into my little practices, but being Hatha today, we want to keep quite still and focused on the body and breath. So notice that your elbows, wherever they are, if you're hovering halfway, you're still pushing the elbows on the knees so that they're going a little wider. Now this can be quite a tough pose, so we're going to come out of this one. We're not going to be here any longer. So lean forwards, lift the hips back to that forward fold, heel toe the feet closer together a little bit, or a lot. Alright, inhale, halfway lift, slide the hands up to the shins if that's where you need to be. And exhale, ground the hands, drop down onto the knees into tabletop pose. So from this tabletop pose, let's rise up into a kneeling position. I'm going to turn to face you guys, and you guys can face me as well. So we're going to switch out your right leg out to the side. So you guys can just mirror me. I've got my foot grounding to the mat, toes pointing to that long edge of the mat in front of me. So this is called gate pose. If you need to, turn your toes out a little bit, that's fine. Okay, now, also make sure you've got padding under that knee if you need to. Do it now rather than later. Right hand on your right leg. Inhale, we're going to sweep that other arm up high, start to lean over towards your straight right leg as much as comfortable, and maybe looking over towards that right leg. So this is quite a big stretch all throughout the side of your left side body here. Great pose. So like I said, this is called gate pose. Think of a gate. Alright, find balance. It can be a little wobbly. And inhale, rise back up, both hands shoulder height. We're going to lean over to the right side, so ground your hand down and come into a side plank. So your top arm, your right arm, can reach over your head if you'd like to, or straight up to the ceiling. Hold it there, squeeze the glutes, we're pressing forwards, not sinking back. Look up towards that top hand if you can. If it's reaching over you, look past the arm. We're doing Hatha practice, which is slower movements, longer holds. Okay, brace through the core, the glutes, everything. Lead your right arm back up and do a little push up back into our bit of a gate pose. Nice. Okay, bend. All we're really doing is turning your right heel back towards you. Okay, that's all I did. So didn't even move the ball of my foot hardly. All right, from there, still make sure that that back knee's grounded. We're going to lunge the hips into that right leg. It's going to feel pretty strange. Be careful of all the hip movements going on here. If your arms are getting tired, just drop them down, that's fine. You can find the strength of our kneeling warrior pose and breathe into that. This feels intense today. Beautiful. One more breath now. You can do it. Breathe with me. All right. Push back out of it a little bit. Ground the hands just in front of you and come back to a kneeling position like so. Okay, switch legs. Left leg out to the side. Try and have the toes pointing the top edge if you can, or pointing out a little bit, it's okay. Okay, left hand to left leg, right hand, inhale up. Start to lean over to that left leg into a nice crescent shape with the upper body. So keep in mind this kneeling leg should be directly under the hip. We're not trying to do the splits or anything like that. Find your balance, your core strength, and that beautiful stretch. As always, if it's too much, you come out of it sooner. That's totally fine. Just jump back in if you feel ready to, or when you feel ready to. Take one more breath with me now. Letting the breath go. Inhale, rise back with both hands to shoulder height position. We're going to use your core. Keep the hips forwards here. Try not to sit back into it. Catch yourself with the left hand. And you might need to move that catch yourself with your right hand, I should say. You're mirroring me. And your other left arm's reaching for the ceiling or over your head like so. I prefer to reach it up. Follow your gaze up there as well if you can. And you know the drill, breathe through it. Squeeze the hips forward so we're getting a good stretch through the side of the body still. The more we drop the hips back, the less we're going to get that stretch. But if that's where you need to be today, that's okay. Make sure that that base arm, your right arm, isn't too far out in front. You want to be pretty much under the shoulder here. Support, good foundation. Good thing about Hatha yoga is I get plenty of time to give you the right cues. Okay, we've been here for our length of time. When you're ready, brace through the core, lead that top left arm up and push yourself back to that warrior two arm position. Remember what we did on the other side, just turn that heel inwards towards you. That's all we need to do. From there then, lunge your hips into that your left knee. I'll get my lefts and rights right for you eventually. Alright, hold the warrior. Now if your arms are getting tired, I'm feeling exhausted today, I've got just on the end of a cold, so I'm going to just let my arms rest and not overdo it for myself. And we have a yoga class coming up for intuition, and this is where my intuition's coming in and it's saying you need to slow down. Anyway, well, that'll be another class coming up, so you'll look forward to that one, I'm sure. Such a powerful thing. Alright, let's have a couple more breaths. Long posture, shoulders down, even if your arms are still out. Good stretch through the thighs and hips and all that. Okay, let's come out of that posture, so bring the hips back. Lovely, ground the hands. And we're going to come back onto the knees. And let's come into a seated position. Alright, so from your seated position, let's stretch out the legs into a bent position. And your hands can hug underneath the knees or thighs here. Inhale, a tall posture. We're going to exhale, lean the posture back but not round through the back, okay? So long flat back, and start to use your tummy muscles here. So draw the tummy in, and your hip flexors will get a little bit of work here too. I can kind of already feel mine switching on actually. And we're going to lift one leg up and then drop it down. And then the other leg up and then drop it down. So we inhale up, exhale down, a little slower, inhale up, exhale down. Now, if that's okay, you can keep doing that. It's our base pose. If you want to up the ante and you want to hold the pose, lift both legs up. We're still holding onto the thighs here if you like. If you want to really up the ante, no hands. Choose your pose now. Let's take about 5 breaths. Tummy brace this whole time. Long back, not letting it cave in here as much as you might want to. You can use your hands as much as you need it or as little as needed. I'm starting to shake. Nearly done. Let's take one more breath. Beautiful. All right, come down into a cross-legged seated pose. Pop your right leg in front of you. So I'm going to stay in this position actually. Just have your right leg slightly in front of the left if you can. If you can't do that, normal cross-legged is fine. And yeah, we'll see how we go, okay? You'll be fine, don't worry. Inhale, take a big wide reach. Exhale, sweep the hands down in front. We did this in an earlier class this week. Walk the arms out further in front of you. Tuck the chin and let yourself sink into this pose. So with the right leg in front, or like what we did earlier this week, if you need to straighten your left leg and right leg cross over and fold like that, that's fine. Take one more breath only. This is a short practice today. And walk yourself back to a tall seated position. Let's just switch legs. So left leg in front. Whatever you need to do, take your variation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep the hands down in front to the mat and walk yourself into that pose. Take a moment. Do what feels good. Know your limits. One more breath now. Okay, rise up. Stretch out the legs long, both of them. And we're going to come into our little reach and recline. We're just going to do 3 and then we'll make our way down onto the mat, okay? Reach the arms out long. Inhale, tall posture, feet flexing, you guys know it. Exhale, reach towards the feet. Inhale, recline. Exhale, reach. Tummy switching on to get that reach. Inhale. And exhale. This time, inhale, tall posture. Shimmy without the hands, remember, all the way so that your ankles are off the end. And let's come down onto the spine, all the way. Beautiful. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Now with both knees at the chest today, we're going to do a double spinal twist with the knees. So knees together, both arms out wide, brace the tummy. You're going to roll both knees over to the left side to start off with. So gently roll them over. You can lead the left leg first if you want to make it tougher for your tummy. Keep the knees together. Look over to the right arm as you ground through that left-sided twist. So if anything, you'll probably feel it in the right side of your chest or back here. Hold that there. Race through the core. Same thing if you want to be a little gentler on yourself. Lift the top leg up first. If you want to make it harder, keep the knees together. You choose. Bring everything back to center. Arms still out wide though. And roll it over to the right side. Look over to the left. Should feel lovely here. Brace your core. Let's bring it back onto the spine. And we're going to stretch it out into our meditation. Let's do that however you like. Get yourself comfy, rug up, eye pillows, you name it, whatever you need. Place your arms wherever you feel comfortable. Alright. Just a few moments of silence here today and stillness. Inhale length into the breath and sigh it out. Inhale again. And let it go. One more like that. Breathe all the way in. Let it go. I'm going to allow you to find some quiet time, some stillness in the body and the mind. Give yourself permission to relax and be still. Let go of any thoughts that don't serve you right now. Noticing the sounds that you hear. Noticing the sounds that you hear, near and far. Start to wriggle the fingers and the toes, ankles and the wrists. Maybe taking a big overhead reach with the arms, pointing the toes, bringing the feet together, a little back bend perhaps, and bring it all the way back in with the knees to the chest. And let's roll over onto our sides in that fetal position for a moment. When you're ready to rise, let's come on up to our seated positions. Let's grab our essential oil then. Pop that on your hands. Rub them together. Alright, I'm going to take those 3 big breaths. When you're ready, join me. Inhale with the hands to the face. Exhale, hands to the heart, side out. Drop the shoulders. Inhale again, a bigger breath this time. Side out. And your last one, the biggest breath of your day. And release. With your prayer pose then, meet the thumbs up to the third eye. With my thumbs at my third eye, my thoughts are pure and clear. With my thumbs to my lips, my speech is pure and clear. With my thumbs to my chest, my heart is pure and clear. Taking a moment now of gratitude for whatever it is you're grateful for today. Thinking of 1 to 3 things, whatever that may be. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you feel wonderful and blissful. And I will see you again soon. Namaste.